Hey everybody, CreamCrazy here, and welcome to my Elimination Chamber 2012 predictions video. Good thing is, guys, this is the last pay-per-view on the road to WrestleMania, so we can all get really excited that after this, all it will be about is Mania, all the way until we reach April 1st in Miami. Now, let me first of all get one thing out of the way. There are only 4 matches on this card, okay? Now, you all may be saying that's perfectly fine because these Elimination Chamber matches can last between anything from 20 minutes to upwards of 40 if given the time. And I obviously don't think that's going to happen. This is going to be one of those pay-per-views where, again, they've not put many matches on the card and they then decide to basically put filler matches on, much like they did at the Rumble, when in actual case the Rumble pay-per-view didn't need filler matches. This one will probably get like a US title match with Jack Swagger defending it, or possibly Drew McIntyre finally winning something. Could be anything. But at this moment there are only 4 matches on this card and it looks okay. I mean, to me this card is pretty solid. But to some of the people they may say it's complete shit. Which in that case means, why the fuck are you ordering this pay-per-view? Just putting it out there. You think this card's shit, don't order the pay-per-view. But to me, at the moment, with 4 matches, the four matches in prospect seem pretty damn good to me. All they could be pretty damn good, but that's just me. Nonetheless, first up, I'm going to start off with the Divas match. Beth Phoenix defending the Divas Championship versus Tamina, or in terms of legitimacy, Tamina Snuka. Of course, the WWE have kind of been promoting her like that as well, so I've got to keep sticking with that. Nonetheless, guys, this match, you may be thinking, oh, it's a Divas match, boring, but in this case, we could see something great. Because this is the first time in ages we have the prospect of a good Divas match on the card. How far back was the last decent Divas match on pay-per-view? Let me think now. Extreme Rules 2011, when Layla and Michelle McCool went at it. That was the last decent Divas match on pay-per-view. I gave that 1.5 or I think 1.25 stars, but opinions differ. It was the best Divas match on pay-per-view by a country mile. So I'm hoping these two can kind of do what I believe Beth Phoenix, Karma, or anything to do with Karma will do. And at least give us something to be interested about from the Divas division. I think they're great solid workers, Tamina and Beth Phoenix. They both are very aggressive in ring. I feel this should be a fun match. I mean, the one thing I will say is I feel Beth will retain if she's going to go face Karma at WrestleMania, if the rumours do circulate around, and that's actually the truth. Then I would think that Beth's going to have to retain. But Tamina's going to basically go all the way to the end and make Beth Phoenix realise she's a bloody tough opponent. Because I think that will shut Medusa up as well, who continuously says that Beth Phoenix has no one good to fight. This should hopefully shut her up. And basically, I hope this happens. But the other side of the argument is Natalya could get involved in this somehow. With Karma getting involved, maybe. We have a fatal 4-way between Tamina, Beth, Natalya, and Karma in what would be one of the great women's matches of our time, hopefully. But I don't want to see any interference. I don't want to see Natalya's bringing her stupid flatulence gimmick with her. I don't want anything happening in this Divas match because I want to actually be interested in a Divas match for the first time in ages. I want to actually watch a Divas match and go, this is good stuff. I'm hoping Beth and Tamina do put on a good match. But if they don't, then what's the point of putting it on the card? I want a good Divas match, and I hope to God they can give me it, you know? I've waited so long to be interested, I might as well be interested now. Next up, Kane taking on John Cena in an ambulance match. Now, this is the first ambulance match since one of my favourites, Survivor Series 2003. And of course, Kane won it that time around. But I will notice the difference in opponents. Shane McMahon versus John Cena. The fact is, Shane McMahon would be willing to take risks in this match. Would Cena? Probably not. But I still think Cena will win. It's simple because to look strong leading up to WrestleMania, he'd need it, wouldn't he? He'd need to be. To go to The Rock looking weak, that would mean a Super Cena victory at WrestleMania would technically be a certain. So therefore, to make Cena look strong, it needs to be done. And I'm not too disappointed by that. If it happens, it's all over. Everybody knows it's going to happen. It's a foregone conclusion. But, there is one thing. There is one thing that could easily happen. They could easily see Zack Ryder, Eve get involved. Eve turning heel could be one. Zack going completely mental in his wheelchair and kicking Cena while he's down, possibly. Or even, fuck it, in the wheelchair, whacking him with a crutch to get him even more injured. I can even see The Rock coming in and screwing Cena. Could be possible. Although I don't think it's likely, it is still a possibility. Also, just out of the blue, maybe Undertaker costs Kane the match. Something people haven't really thought of. Because of what happened with Shawn Michaels and Triple H, I keep thinking Taker will face Kane, and Shawn Michaels and Triple H will do their own thing. So, if they're going to go in that direction, that's all possible. It could happen. But I feel, nonetheless, no matter what could happen, no matter what curveballs WWE throw our way with this, it's going to be a John Cena victory. There's no doubt it's going to be a John Cena victory. Don't believe me? If it doesn't happen, I wouldn't say I'll eat this hat because this is my AB3 hat and I fucking love it. Never mind. If basically, I'm predicting Cena for win. If he doesn't win, you'll hear me go on about it in my review. I'll say about that for sure. And now, guys, we go on to the Elimination Chamber matches. First off, the World Heavyweight Championship, with Daniel Bryan defending against Big Show, Wade Barrett, Cody Rhodes, the Great Khali, and, of course, the man who won the Battle Royal to go in place of the injured Randy Orton. Give the drum roll, please. Santino Marella. You're probably saying to me, no, because it's stupid. It's not that bad. But it does show the obvious lack of star power that SmackDown has right now. Because it's not Santino's fault that Orton is injured still and overworked himself to basically put himself out with either the concussion, I believe he's working, or the back injury still hasn't healed. Either one, he shouldn't have been in this in the first place. He shouldn't have even been in the Rumble, in my opinion. But I could go on all day about Randy Orton. Santino's in there, I don't mind. I actually don't mind, because he gets a big pop. People like him, so do I. The only issue I would have with this match is that Great Khali is in it. Now, I know Mark Henry is injured. He's still healing up from all those knocks he got. But why Khali? What? I know SmackDown doesn't have much else, but you could have figured out someone else to be in there. Surely. Surely there is someone else. I mean, sure, one thing I will say, Christian is not ready. No matter how many people wanted Christian to be in this, he is not ready to go. So, actually, you know what? I read on Facebook, some guy said on the WWE feed for Santino winning, saying, oh, as Christian's not in this, I will stop watching WWE. When the fuck did Christian ever become so important to them? And the fact is, because Sheamus isn't here, because he won the Rumble. If Sheamus didn't win the Rumble, he would be in this, wouldn't he? And that's the problem when you book a SmackDown guy to win the Rumble when you have injuries around you. It's not gonna bloody work. You therefore have shot yourself in the knee. The WWE took an arrow to the knee and basically fucked themselves over, knowing that these injuries were coming around the corner. And it's kind of backfired, because then, because Orton is now gone, this match becomes easier to predict. Basically, it is. And actually, one last thing I would say, speaking on possible entrance to this, would it have been a crime to not put Booker T in this match? Just saying. Would it be a crime for Booker T to come back and have one last stab at the world title he won 6 times? No. I would like that. And personally, I'd rather have him in there than Khali, personally. But that's all in the past now. It won't happen. But now, back to my original point. Because Orton is now out of this, this match is so easy to predict. Because Daniel Bryan is going to retain it going to WrestleMania. I can see that with complete clarity. There's no way Big Show was going to do it because the emotions are going to run high. He might probably punch the glass window, hurt his hand, and then Daniel Bryan locks in a bell lock and makes him tap out or something. Then I'm thinking Cody Rhodes is the IC champion. He's got a bit of momentum going in. He won't win it. Santino has got no chance in hell. Khali's got no chance in hell. The only other person I could see is Wade Barrett, because him and Sheamus are involved in a feud technically leading up to the Rumble. Maybe Barrett could win and then Sheamus goes against him. It seems plausible, but I don't think it's going to happen. I mean, I'd love to see Barrett win, but it's just not time for him yet. Therefore, Daniel Bryan will win. You narrow everything out, he's going to win. It's predictable as fuck, but without Randy Orton in it, it means this is a foregone conclusion. He's going to do it. And if Daniel Bryan doesn't win, I'll be fairly surprised. And then finally we get to what I will believe is the main event for this pay-per-view. The WWE Championship Elimination Chamber with CM Punk defending against Chris Jericho, The Miz, Dolph Ziggler, R-Truth, and Kofi Kingston. This is a lot better than SmackDown's. I was laughing when I originally recorded this video about this point, because it is better than SmackDown's. All the people in this match have momentum going their way. They've all got storyline in some way. It's all the soft drawing power of all of those names, to me, is more substantial. But nonetheless, I feel this is more likely to happen in this one too. Just the guys in it are going to do more. I believe Ziggler and Kofi are going to really do a lot of stuff to make themselves known to the audiences, and then they have a push going their way. I know Ziggler's already in the main event picture now, but a good performance in this match could easily make him a star. The only thing I would say is he's probably going to have Vicky Guerrero outside the chamber, and I keep thinking he's going to probably get a weapon slipped to him through the chains, like a lead pipe or something, much like what Cody did with Ted DiBiase inside the chamber a couple of years ago. 2 years ago, actually, to be exact. And I think that could easily make him just try and win by beating someone up with a pipe. It could be possible. Kofi might do some ridiculously acrobatic stuff and probably have a good chance, because he had a lot of intensity going into it. He had such passion and emotion in his mic work in the debate on Monday night. And I loved it. I think the guy is on the brink, one good performance away from getting a push. So therefore, all he needs to do is perform here. But they're not going to win. Neither of them are going to win, in my opinion. Miz and Truth are going to beat the shit out of each other. Simple. They're basically going to beat the sole focusing on each other. Unless one of them starts off first, in which case it'll just be one going onto a wounded animal and basically punching it to death. I think it'll be easy to say they're written out of it. I want Miz to perform well to get himself back on the ladder, but I think Truth's going to stop it. Quite simple. It's gonna be those two finishing each other off permanently in their eyes. And then that leaves the obvious question of who is going to leave with the WWE Championship out of Chris Jericho and CM Punk. There are two ways this will go, and the internet has been going rampant with the idea that, one, Jericho wins, which to me does not make much sense, because I'm sure he wants to prove he's the best in the world, but where does the storyline between Punk and Jericho go from there? Does that ruin Punk's momentum and legitimacy as a champion going out of the show? Maybe. I don't know. I feel that if Jericho wins, the storyline just goes into a black hole. Because it's all been surrounded about Jericho basically saying to Punk, I'm the best in the world, you know it, and you're just a rip-off of me. If Punk, on the second option, can prove Jericho that, yeah, I am the best in the world, I beat you, and get the upper hand in this feud going into WrestleMania. If Punk wins, beats Jericho, just imagine. Imagine how much intensity that would bring to a WrestleMania feud between these two. They both say they're the best in the world. They've proven it over one another. Jericho because of his mouth, and Punk because of his ability in the ring to prove it so. It'll build up more intensity, more unpredictability to make their future WrestleMania match something to behold. Because if Punk wins, this feud makes sense. I'm not saying this because I'm a Punk fan. I'm being wholly serious. Punk wins, this legitimizes his entirety of being the best in the world by beating 5 of Raw's best. That would do more for Punk than it would do for Jericho. Because all Jericho would do is come out on the show on Raw the next night and basically say, look, I'm better than everybody. I've proven it. I don't need CM Punk to say that he is the best in the world. Sure, he has a rematch clause, but I've already proven it. The WrestleMania match and the rivalry falls flat. Therefore, Punk winning it is the most logical option. I mean, I wouldn't cancel out Jericho winning, but to me, it does not seem right. And therefore, Punk will retain the championship. And I know this is quite a hard prediction to say, because usually, when one champion retains the title, the other one loses. So if Daniel Bryan retains, Punk will lose it. That's not how I see it, because I know WWE will, at some times, make a champion retain the championship on one night. Both champions retaining in one night is not uncommon. Fuck it. In fact, it happened at SummerSlam 03. No, it didn't. Did it? No, I was wondering if Kurt Angle won against Lesnar. I haven't watched the pay-per-view in ages. And I know Triple H retained the title in the Elimination Chamber. But you see what I mean? It happens, you know. Just saying. Titles are retained. Actually, fuck it. WrestleMania this year. Edge won. Miz won. Simple as. It happens. Both titles have to change in one night. So, Punk will win. Simple. I know a lot of you are saying to me, oh, he's a CM Punk mark. He's obviously saying he's going to win. But I've already outlined my points here. So, not a problem. Guys, I'm done. That's my Elimination Chamber predictions. I hope you've enjoyed them. What are yours? What do you think's going to happen? In fact, I'd even ask, what matches do you think are going to be added to the show? You know where to go. There's a comment section down there. I really appreciate your comments. Also, you can like the video as well. You can click that subscribe button up there if you haven't already. I appreciate all of your support. And also, you can do 3 things if you want to. 1, add me on Facebook. 2, search CreamCrazyWR on Skype for a chat. And you can ask me Q&A questions, either here on YouTube via personal message or comment, and you can even do it on Skype or Facebook if you want. You got a deadline until the 24th of February to do that, guys. I'm looking forward to doing that video next week. So, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Hope you've all enjoyed. Remember, post your predictions down there, or actually, if you have a video, give it as a response. Simple. You can do that, you know, just so I tell you. Guys, I've been Cream Crazy. You've been people watching. This has been my Elimination Chamber 2012 predictions, and I will see you here for the review on Monday. Hope you'll be there for that. Cheers.